Hey, everybody, welcome to the read for the week. Um, we're gonna wing it today a little bit because, well, I didn't really prepare anything, and Sam is here. He's been really like a little bit crazy and clingy since that new or full moon, which I hope you all survived. It was rough. There was a lot of just people being really strange. So people are strange when you're a stranger. Anyway, let's take a look at what this week holds. We are officially, I think we're in it, moved into Scorpio season. And I think these next couple of weeks, just until, grumpy, grumpy dog. Anyway, just until we get out of, to be honest, I think a lot of this energy is going to continue right through November until Pluto finally goes into Aquarius fully. So we're in like reveals and all the dark coming to light and up to the surface, and both in our personal lives and in the collective. So it's not an easy time. It really, really isn't right now. It's a little bit bumpy. It's a little bit disorientating sometimes, and sometimes it just doesn't even make any sense, right? We're all just like, what is happening now? But it's part of what we came here to do, and it's part of the plan. And I know that that's hard to hear sometimes. It's just like, just want to get this over with. So just keep your wits about you over these next, definitely, I think we still got 4 weeks of topsy-turvy things going on in the world, in our life. So the best thing we can just do is hold the balance. That's the best I think we can do. And when I say hold the balance too, I know a lot of the times I'm like, over the last few days, sometimes you get sucked into that doom and gloom, and it's tricky to get out of it. So do your best to stay out of it, or don't stay in it. Don't wallow in it forever and ever. Oh yeah, that's funny. I'm holding the devil card as I say that. So the devil card. Facing inner demons brings me closer to my authentic self. Yeah, I mean, all of this stuff is just bubbling up for it to be acknowledged, for it to be transmuted, for it to be recognized that it's not necessarily the way of things. We're definitely in this thing where the old is leaving and dying and going out. It's not going fast by any stretch of the imagination, but it definitely is. It's on its way out, right? And yeah, we can't see the new fully realized yet, but everybody I listen to and talk to and that kind of thing is like the energy is already in for the new. It's just how we navigate ourselves to that point. And it's also, there's, until some of the other stuff's cleaned up, we can't necessarily be in the new. So we also got the Temperance card, which is, may the Lord make me an instrument of peace. Yeah, that's the best we can say, that what we should be doing. What is our job right now? How may I serve? How may I be at more peace? Temperance is just and tempering that attitude, right? It's interesting because it's pouring from one cup into the other. So it's still, though, a balance, right? We're not pouring all ourselves into one side or the other. It's really important that we're keeping a balance. That's definitely what I can already sense the theme of this week's message is probably going to be about. And again, we've got the moon in there. We don't have another full moon for a while, 4 weeks, but yeah, I'd say, like I said, I just said at the beginning, It feels like this is going to be like a four more weeks of whatever this is that's going on. Yeah, it certainly isn't going to get rectified overnight, right? Yeah, but it's okay because the good is on its way. Renewal. I love this card too because it's, for me, again, it's like her face is just at peace, at very much peace. And then we've got just a lot of, again, the chakra colors in balance, the sacred geometry, the light at the heart. So it's, yeah, again, it's always, it kind of comes back to that. Be patient and be in a, if there's any state you can put yourself in, somehow put your state in the element of peace and love, right? Again, love is like the be all end all that we've all been searching for this whole time. And so it's just finding those ways to usher that into this planet. So, all right, let's take a look at today, Monday through like Wednesday, midweek, Thursday kind of thing. And then we'll look at the end of the week. Back to just a nice traditional read. There's not extra things going on that we need to that we need to address, like equinoxes and yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay, it's beginning part of this week is going back within. We'll start here, even though that's over. First step is slowing down. Good. We can use another period of rest. I don't know about you guys, but like after I go through like a week of that really hard, harsh energy, it's like I just want to rest. I don't want to work really hard. I don't want to like, I don't go on social media a lot. Like I just completely disconnect. So, beginning part of this week, try to slow yourself down again, because what's happening is it has been a little frenetic and a little crazy, and so they're just asking us to like to come in for a little soft landing and rest and just slow it down again. What we're being asked to do is go back to, well, we've got the power of purpose. This card for me, this is a solar plexus card. So this is about, this again, is all about going within this week so far. So really, again, meditating and connecting about what is your purpose. Again, my words for this year, for 2024, were prosperity and purpose. The interesting part about the purpose is I think at the beginning of the year, I may not have been able to answer that, but now I'm starting to see, as all of this other transmutation happens around us, that, you know, what my purpose is, why I came here. So just maybe spending some time just clarifying either with your guides or in meditation, or just, again, and we also got the intuition card. So it's about using your intuition about what comes to you. Trust, insight, awareness, guidance. Yeah, the beginning part of this week is just like really about tapping in and listening and just making sure you're on track for your purpose, right? It's almost like we're on this journey and we just want to take a quick like look at the navigation and make sure, you know, I can't say that we would be going the wrong way or anything like that, but just making sure that we are prepared for the rest of this journey, and that we're headed in the direction that is best for our soul and our light and all of that. So the other card we got is soulmate. I don't think this is so much about, it might come up this week where it's like where you find a bonding between someone, and they can also help you find your purpose. The reason this card for me is like, it's the eye in the hand and the third eye. So it's the intuition card again. It's like really be tapping in And again, if you look too, I always say in this card when I get this, this is his higher self that he's connecting into, right? Or probably our own best soulmate, right? True. Our higher self. So I really think this is like, do the things necessary to slow down, receive messages, use your intuition, and directly ask, like, what is my purpose? What am I here for? And really feel it, like, in your heart, in heart center, and like what this really means, and connecting to the higher self. So there's something in there about just starting to really make these connections, because like I can say there's 4 weeks left to go of this energy and stuff. And we'll make it through. Sorry, Shan, you look really upset. We'll make it through just fine. Like that's a non-issue, right? Everything is going to be okay. It's just we need to stay focused. But I think the key, we're not going to be focused if we're running around like crazy, and trying to make things happen and transmute energy and that kind of stuff. I think what we really need to do right now is slow down, take a look at the landscape, orientate ourselves, make sure we're on the plan of the purpose. I don't think we would be off of it. Like that's not what I'm saying, but it's almost like at the beginning part of this week, do a really good check-in with yourself and see what's going on. Fun. Okay, let's look at the end of the week. See if it's the same or different. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to slowing down. I feel like even though there wasn't a lot happening, that's the other thing too, is in the next couple of weeks, a lot is going to be happening, right? It's like it just is. There's lots coming out. There's new things coming out all the time. Yeah. So just be really cautious of your energy, that you're not getting caught up in that whirlwind of what just take one piece of information in and allow it to happen, and then process that. And again, the slowing down thing is just like, okay, this stuff all has to come out, and it is going to be kind of tumultuous. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I'm also not doom and glooming, right? It's just going to be a bit much. That's what's going to happen. Okay. Oh, we finally, sometimes when we do these cards, we get the same things over and over again, and I'm like, oh my God. But we definitely are not tonight. I haven't seen that card in a million years. Okay. Interesting. The colors in this card, there's a lot of yellow, and they are, the two chakra decks are solar plexus again. So it's interesting because I was talking to someone that I'm teaching Reiki to, and we were just talking about how we really feel that right now where Earth is, or all of us, humanity, if that's what we want to call it, is we're working in solar plexus chakra, and we're healing that. And it's difficult, and it's it's ego, it's messy, it's having self-confidence without being egotistical, and it's a big lesson for this world right now. And so what we've been kind of talking about is ascension wise, is that you're starting down here. We started down in root, right? That was quite a few years ago, just when tensions around community and race, everything, right? And that was working through and healing root chakra. Then we moved to sacral, and there was a definite shift where we moved from those sort of things that we had to heal and work through. And it has been about sexuality and women and men and all of those things. And again, I'm not putting out there like what side of things we're on and any of that. I'm just saying this is the progression we've been going through over the last few years. Now we're in solar plexus, and this is why it's so hard, because it's an interesting thing, because it's a lot about the collective is healing on a solar plexus level, but each of us are on a solar plexus healing, and it's rough, man. It's one of the roughest ones to heal and be, confident about. And that's what it's exactly, its message is confidence. So we're just in it. We're in the thick of it. And I just want to say, it's just looking at these cards. I love them though, because what it's really saying is, keep working on healing the solar plexus. And you might be like, I don't know how to do that. It's like, just keep going with what's happening out there, because that, observance of what is happening is part of the work, right? So, so the first card up is a solar plexus card. Lots of yellow solar plexus energy in there, from the fire to it's all stars on the line, like a clothesline, like they're drying. And then there's a divine spark in there too. It's called a merry motive. I never read these cards a lot about their title. It's more about the energy of the card. I always read this card too in a funny way, and it's just like every little star on here is a lesson or a work that we've already done. Like our clothing line is full. So we've got everything we need. It's just about time to shine this light out and put it into action. So just know, it's kind of like one of those things, like with the slowing down at the beginning of the week, is we've already done most of the work and what we came here to do. So there's got to be a way to where we just accept, and we're like, okay, this is how it goes, and this is what happens. Another solar plexus card, prayer. Making lemons into lemonade. And again, it's like the prayer, it's really interesting because there's a difference. There's a city, and then there's like a more rural setting. So for me, I always say this is a card of it's manifesting, right? Again, putting out into the universe what you want to see. And you might want to see, whatever. The city in there, we want to see the world cleaned up. It's clean, it's beautiful, the skies are beautiful, there's real clouds, all of those things. So again, really working on, I think the only way we tap into this new earth energy is for us to, we're kind of building it, right? It's field of dreams. Build it and they will come. Right? We're building it right now. And the way we build it is to keep putting out what we want to see, in prayer, in meditation, in all of our thoughts. This isn't necessarily a solar plexus card, but it does have a lot of yellow in it, and it is the lion, the courage energy in there. It's rebirth, and really it's just like everything is being rebirthed. And this is part of why it's such a difficult time right now too, is like I said, we're heading into this new, but none of us know what this looks like. All we can do is put out what we want to see. That's all we can do. There's not much more work than that to be done. The last card for the week is insight. So we just got one intuition, one insight, understanding. This is understanding, awakening, awareness, self-evaluation. So definitely this week is about, again, is turning, instead of turning outward, except I don't want to say that, because outward we need to still allow everything that's happening, and observe it and transmute it. That's the thing, is like some of these stories that are coming out, there's a lot of lost souls. And so they're not, and it doesn't come down to a matter of good versus bad. Like, that isn't the point, and that isn't like what we're supposed to be focusing on. Yes, you know, in the heart of hearts, like some of the stories I've heard, if they're true, then yeah, I want to see justice for that. Like, you don't get away with that. But I don't think souls are getting away with it, right? And it's not, again, at the end of the day, it's not up to us, right? We don't make that final judgment. That's something else altogether, right? So it doesn't do you a lot of good to sit in judgment, and in that energy of, oh, this person's bad and this person's good, and and it's a tough place to be, but it's like we're observing what's happening. It's almost like being on a jury. Like, we may turn in our thoughts and process, but the very end of all of this, it's the judge that makes the final determination of what happens and whether that person is guilty, not guilty, good, bad. So, I mean, we are welcome to our opinion. And like I said, there's stories I've heard, and if they're true, yeah, I'm sorry, there should be a price to pay for the terrible things you've done to humanity. Just should be. But again, I have to leave that up to Creator, and we have to remember too, like, there are no mistakes. Creator doesn't make mistakes. It's like, some people came here, and they came here to be not necessarily good people, to be catalysts, to be, to stir the pot, to do things that, would change the course of everything. That's just that's what this planet and life has been about. So, yeah, we're here to watch and go through it. Just basically take it in as like you're on the jury. You have to listen to every bit of information. You're allowed to make up your own mind about everything that comes out and everything but the final judgment isn't done by us. So don't stress too much over it. But but it's like, the reason that we would do court in here in the world is, theoretically, we're doing it so we can hear the truth, right? And that's just the thing, is that we just all need to hear the truth. So, yeah. Okay, interesting week. So, not too much different from some of the other weeks recently. It's like, now slow down, go within again, really connect, make sure you're versed in your purpose. Know that you have everything you need to shine. Every star in the sky is just waiting to be placed. You have it all. Keep the dream alive. Keep turning lemons into lemonade. And rebirth is imminent, right? This new and rebirth is imminent. And the key one on this one is awakening. Like, the great awakening is happening. We are right in the middle of it. Like, dead smack in the middle of it, I think. Might even be really close to the end. Actually, I think we are, but the next 2 weeks are definitely going to be, they're not going to be cakewalk. It's not going to be unicorns and rainbows, even though, man, don't wish. But that, not to say, don't not put that out there. Just keep putting out the best possible outcome for every soul, no matter what. Best possible outcome. We just need to keep the dream alive. That's what I'm keeping the dream alive. I think that's probably what this video will be called. Okay, let's do the sum up, and then we're going to do 3 Christ consciousness cards and leave it there. And then I don't think there's anything extra. Isn't the new moon on the 1st though? So I might put up a video then, around Halloween. Yeah, there is one thing I do want to caution though, is that this is always a time of year. It's a little spooky season, right? So how to say this? I'm not fear mongering here, but but keep your energy protected, because people are still going to be out there. Like, I literally, the other night, when on that, just before that full moon, or on that full moon, I can't even remember, this girl walked into the street, and then with her dogs, and like all cars came screeching. I think I told this. Did I tell this story on here? Anyway, regardless, she just stared at me like a zombie. She didn't respond. She didn't talk. Like, it was just like, what is happening? So that energy is still out there. And knowing all we know about that, there is lower energy, and it can manifest in big ways. And that night tends to be like, it's almost like we give our permission, right, on Halloween, to let that stuff wander aimlessly. So just be really cautious around there. Like, that's why I probably put up a moon video on the 31st for Halloween, so that we're focusing more on what the new moon is bringing. I don't even know what sign it's in. It's not in Sagittarius, is it? It might be. Anyway, regardless, I'll put up a video before, so that if you need something to do for some more positive energy, you can come and do, maybe I'll even do a quick little meditation at the end or something. We'll figure that out as we get there for the moon reading. We got the Magician for the end of the week wrap up. The world is in our hands right now. The world is in our hands, but it's like, it's all the magic we can put into it. All the love, it's that which I create in the world returns to me. Yeah, if you do nothing else, do that. Keep creating. Create the best possible outcome. Okay, interesting. Yeah, we also got the repetition card. This card always means for me that it's just like, again, go through the cycles of the moon. I always say there's horses on here, and it's like, like migratory, like the seasons we've just moved from fall right into winter. Yeah, it's just a matter of, this is part of the plan and part of the cycles. And we don't, like, it's not so much about it repeating and all of that. It's like, it's just like, this is the progression of things. This is how it goes. This is how it's always gone. Make sure you're doing your due diligence of like energy and moon work. Thing I love about this card too is it kind of is coming back to that rest. Be at peace and be rested. So yeah, interesting week. All right, let's do 3 Christ consciousness cards, and then we'll leave it there for today. Yeah, that's, if you strive for nothing else, to just be at peace this week. Okay, we'll do this one first. Forgiveness comes up. Forgiveness sets you free. And 2 people hugging. Yeah, it's part of this whole thing. Like I said, these next 2 weeks are gonna be full of crap coming out of the woodwork of things that have happened. I know it's hard because, again, some of the stories I've heard, but it's going to be tough. It's like recognizing that soul for why they came in, to be a catalyst, and yeah, again, it comes down to it. We do need to forgive. We won't forget, right? But again, the judgment part, not up to us. So yeah, Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough one for all of us souls that have been down here right in the thick of it, right? Because it's not nice stuff. It's not nice stuff. And I even in this moment am like choking on my words here, going, I will have a really hard time saying to somebody who's hurt a child, I forgive you. See? Well, we all got stuff to work on, right? I forgive you. Not really. Anyway, do your best. We're all just doing our best. We got the Enlightenment card. Again, resting, meditating, connecting with the energy and the sun. Continue to grow. Yeah, that's, again, part of that growth journey is the forgiveness piece, but just do the best you can. And again, like, as stuff comes out, as people maybe get their justice handed to them, wish them well. Thank them for the lesson. Peace be with you. I'm sorry that, I'm sorry you chose this path. And some of these people might surprise you, right? Because the ultimate judgment isn't up to us. There's still a choice in that judgment before it comes. Right? Are you going to be a part of the light? Some souls are going to be like, nope, can't do it. And whatever happens to them happens. Some souls will be like asking for forgiveness and mercy and all of those. And yeah, do we get second chances? Do these souls get a second chance? I don't know. Again, that's not up to us, right? I think though the forgiveness card comes up for a reason. It's kind of required of us. That's sort of why we came here. I hate to say it like that. You saw my face. It even irritates me that I have to be nice to these people when you just want to like inflict the same damage on them. Anyway, forgiveness in our hearts and in our minds. The last card we got is freedom. Just be you. Yeah, I mean the same thing too. Don't not feel your feelings. Like, you saw my face. That's just me. Pisses me off. Like a lot of the time. And every time we don't see justice for it, I get mad. I just get mad. But that's who I am. And then I have to do the work of being enlightened by forgiving. Anyway, let's leave on this card. This is what we should be doing this week and in the weeks to come. I'll still be reading every week that I can, but just sit in this space as much as possible. That's all we can do. All right, I'm going to leave it there. So take care of yourselves. Have a good week, and I'll see you again for the read for next week as we go through that new moon and Halloween. All right. And practice forgiveness as much as you can. You can do it. So can I.